They tried to look at her teeth.
Yeah.
And they noticed that her head was literally hanging on by like a few tendons.
A young woman found brutally killed on the Cape.
It was a brutal murder.
A young woman killed.
Case is known as the Lady of the Dunes.
Welcome to Talk Murder to Me.
Yes.
Woo!
Jen is joining us from Boston.
From New Bedford.
New Bedford.
Massachusetts.
Welcome, Jen, via Skype.
Thank you.
And so, Jen, you're pretty close to the location of our story tonight.
Yeah, I was actually closer yesterday. I was on the Cape yesterday for breakfast with my dad. It was really good. Breakfast was good. Food was fresh. Homemade.
Nice.
Very
service.
nice.
We're on professional status right here.
What color mic did you get?
It's still the same.
It's the same.
one.
We just replaced it with...
Because I had to say, like, oh, sorry, this new one now doesn't work.
Yeah,
so I put
we
the
did
old
a
one.
Switcheroo. You know, the John Perry famous switcheroo. Like I do everything in my life. I would fucking try to switcheroo my fucking car if I could.
Just peel the VIN number off.
Roll back the mileage. What do you mean? There's only 60,000 miles on this car,
it's like
not 160.
It's when Ferris Bueller just put the car in reverse.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
You know that they say the theory about Ferris Bueller is that he's actually dead. That's how
What?
he gets away with all that crazy stuff.
Huh?
What?
In
I've
the movie.
never heard that before.
Oh shit! No way. No.
That's a theory.
But
I don't make this stuff up. I don't make
Everyone
the rules.
talks to him though.
Yeah, but they say he's like, it's like, I'll have to look it up.
See, this would be an episode of the Small Taco. Like, so we want to do mini episodes,
Well, yeah,
but
if we
not
just
on
talked
murder.
about Ferris Bueller being a ghost. Let's get it popping.
All right, so
My
I don't know.
lipstick is popping. My lips are tonight. All right, are we starting, or have we already been going?
We've been going.
Oh, okay. All right. So, as you guys may not know, you don't because we didn't put the episode out because we're working on it right now. Hello. So last week we were working on getting our Thanksgiving episode out to have ready for you, and our hint was Mayflower, and
I literally
Nicole
keep
and
calling
I-
it Pilgrim every time.
huh?
Every time I refer to this episode, I'm like, oh, the Pilgrim episode. It's the fucking
because we
Mayflower
drank
one.
Pilgrim Punch.
Yeah.
And we were very excited because Nicole and I both love Thanksgiving very much.
Yes.
We're both from Massachusetts, which is the spirit of America, if you read our license plates, and also where the United States, where the Pilgrims came to. The Puritans came from England after Christopher Columbus slaughtered thousands of Native Americans. So
Let's not touch on that today.
Yeah, but he's the biggest serial killer of them all.
so what we know,
Oh my God.
so far. So we started to record, and then we had some technical difficulties with our recording program, and then I subsequently left to go back to Massachusetts to spend Thanksgiving with my family. So I am recording remotely from my hometown of New Bedford, Mass. And what we know so far is that the murder takes place in Provincetown, P-Town, and I was
Which is
actually
on the Cape.
yesterday, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we're gonna go to P-Town as a group. That's what we decided.
yeah.
Agreed.
Going to P-Town.
It's such a fun name to say.
Yeah.
P-Town. And then it's kind of funny that it's also like a prominent gay community as well.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about that the first time.
I think that's a bad name for a gay community.
I think it's
it
kind of
sounds
funny.
like the
P-Town,
opposite.
Peen-Town.
Come on, man, let's go to P-Town. Get some pee. It's like, no, there's gay people there.
You mean it should have been called D-Town?
Yeah, D-Town. And Jen's drinking wine by herself.
Are you drinking cherry pie?
No, I'm drinking Beaujolais Nouveau, which it is in season right now. My mom is in Paris with Juliet, and
Sad.
that they're getting the Beaujolais Nouveau over there, the 2018 bottle. It's a Beaujolais Nouveau. And Beaujolais Nouveau is the first wine of the harvest. That's why it says Nouveau. And it's a French name, so they have some in France. And this is an American bottle, so we got some bottles here to compare the French wine to the American wine.
Fun.
So my dad has a glass already, and he's like, do you want some wine? I was like, yes, I would. And then he's like, I'm not going to drink anymore. You can have the rest of the bottle. I was like, perfect.
Score.
So are you guys not drinking tonight?
Well, we're technically cleansing, although John
that's
technically
right.
had Chick-fil-A
I
for
forgot. I'm
dinner.
sorry.
I had Chick-fil-A.
Good job.
So
Yeah.
John's done with the cleanse.
Yeah, fuck that cleanse. I had 2 large fries and a spicy chicken sandwich.
Yum.
I got to get
You know,
fries
there's-
to go. road
there was a-
fries. That's what I
Yeah,
call
for
them.
Old Hubs.
No, road fries for the ride home.
Oh, yeah. Then
That's
you have
like my
fries to eat
secret
with-
thing. No one knows that. You always get
Oh, no.
road fries for home, driving home.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, I always
there's
do that. That way
so
when you
there-
get home, you still have a full meal. It's
So when
genius. Sorry.
When I was on the Cape yesterday, there's a Chick-fil-A, and I think it's new there. I'm not sure how long it's been there for, because I realize it's been over a year since I've been to the Cape. But I was like, it looked like a brand new building, and I was telling my dad, I was like, oh look, Chick-fil-A, but it must not be open because it's must be new. And then I was like, oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
That's why it wasn't open. But then I was like, that's the only day that I ever really crave Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
I'll be
100%.
Yeah.
I'll be driving to work, and there's a Chick-fil-A right across the street, in the plaza across the street from work, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I can go for some Chick-fil-A, and I'd be driving a little bit further, and I was like, damn it! Like,
It's
literally
Sunday.
almost every week.
Yeah, like Sunday morning, man, a chicken mini would be so good.
Yeah. So, I want to point out, we're going to start putting these episodes out on Tuesday. We've been trying to figure out a day to put the episodes out. We tried Saturday. We tried, I don't know, Friday. Wednesday. So we're going to do Tuesdays from now on. It's Taco Tuesdays.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Shit.
Tuesdays. I'm going to try to put
Tacos.
it out. What's that, Jen?
Tacos.
Oh, Taco.
Taco Tuesdays.
No, Taco. Which,
Tacos.
no, I know it's tacos, but it's tacos.
Yeah, tacos.
It's Taco Tuesdays. I think I
Taco
might put it
Tuesdays.
out.
It's
I'm
like
trying
a
to put it
Who's
out
on
at-
first skit between you two.
I'm going to try to put it out at noon. Noon time.
On Taco Tuesdays.
On Taco Tuesday. So you can listen home when you're going home from work.
Plus, for tomorrow, sidebar, it's a perfect day because people are mostly going to be traveling for their holiday plans tomorrow and Wednesday. So it'll get probably a lot of pickup traffic while
It
people are
feels
traveling.
like Tuesday today. I've thought it was Tuesday all day.
Sorry to disappoint.
So
No, that's okay. It just means that I have to wait an extra day to go home.
yeah. So, and if you guys haven't joined our Patreon yet, be sure to join. We got a bunch of cool episodes on there. We also do the one murder that we put out was for one of our Patreon members, Megan. I don't know if you guys listen to that one. That's one of our best episodes so far. It's getting a lot of great responses. Desperate Hacked Wives. I think it's a great name.
Thanks, Megan, again for that one.
Also, another couple ones that are getting good responses that you can go back and listen to is Come On Dell Light My Fire. A lot of people listen to that. That's a very popular one. And also The Evil Brothers, which is gruesome, but is popular as hell.
I think my newest favorite is the vampire one.
Not many people listen to the vampire one compared to the other ones. I mean, a lot of people have, but compared to like Come On Dell Light My Fire is like, that was a hopping right now. So
Interesting.
yeah, so go check those out, and also the Patreon, and become our taco. Join our taco shack.
Become a taco.
Taco, Jen.
Taco.
All right, so I'm gonna start the story over. I know you guys already heard it, and this is gonna be a short episode, a small taco. I don't know how Taquito episode. July 26, 1974. Race Point Beach. Now, Jen and Nicole are from the area. Mm-hmm. That's near P-Town, also known as Provincetown.
Massachusetts.
What's that? Yeah, in Mass. Do I call it Mass?
No.
I mean, because people from California do not like it when people call it Cali. Like, I've talked to people from California who are like, I hate people that call it Cali.
Oh, I don't care. I call it Mass all the time.
But I don't know if you guys are like, Matt, like...
No.
I mean, I just say, it's interesting that you asked. I never really thought about it, but...
Yeah, I mean, I abbreviate it all the time.
That's like the same thing.
Because
like,
it's a long name.
It is a long name.
It's crazy that people
Massachusetts
get so mad. It's like this one guy, like, he was from West Virginia, and I was like, oh, you guys are all inbred, and he got so mad at me. I was like...
Well,
that's
yeah,
totally
I'm sure he
unreasonable.
did. Because you're like, wait, is Virginia for lovers, or is that West Virginia loving their cousins? I don't understand.
I have no friends. Okay, so a 13-year-old girl was walking her beagle. It was hot as shit, which is crazy because y'all are up north, but it is July.
It gets
July
hot up
26th,
there.
yeah.
It gets hot in the summers. And it's
Yeah, but
humid.
north?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's not.
But you
hot
think
in the-
hot is like
It's like
80.
Yeah.
The
That's
80 is
fucking
nice.
freezing here. What are you talking about? Like
80, yeah,
hot
80
here is
a
107.
nice spring day.
The other day, it was like 55 degrees, and you literally were like, it's so cold, I'm freezing. I'm like, it's almost 60 degrees out. What do you want?
It's freezing. If it's
Not
anything
freezing until
under
it's...
80 is
I
cold.
also thought it was freezing at 55.
Okay, well, it's going to be like negative 18 here on Thursday or
which is
something
why
like
I'm
that.
never going there. It's warm down here, Jen.
Is it going to snow again up there too?
Probably.
That's early.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I don't get it. Now that I don't get it. Every time I'm home now, it snows. It snowed last time I was home. Well, not in the summer, but like in the winter, it snows. The snow doesn't really bother me. It's just like, it'd be nice not to have to deal with it all the time.
the beagle, this 13-year-old girl's walking her beagle on the sand. She's hot. She's like wiping the sweat off her brow. She's walking, and the dog like just breaks the leash, like, and then starts sniffing around like over in the dunes. Mm-hmm. So you got the beach right here, and the waves crashing, and then over in the dunes, you know, where like the shrubbery and stuff is. Mm-hmm. That was a Monty Python joke, Jen. You didn't get it. All right, so over there, the dog runs over there.
This is a flesh wound.
The dog runs over to the dunes, and she chases after the dog. Now the dog is sniffing around, and there's obviously like a lump on the ground, but she can't see it because she's kind of far. The girl runs over there, and she almost steps on this decomposing body.
Ugh.
I mean, it has been there for like 10 days, and it's just freaking rotten.
In the heat?
In fact, it was covered with dune flies. And if you guys don't know what a dune fly is, I pulled a picture of it. So that's what a dune fly looks like.
Oh, yeah, greenhead.
Can you see that, Jen?
Like a horsefly?
A greenhead.
Show Jen.
Is it like a horsefly?
Hang on.
That's a dune fly, Jen. Those things were crawling all over that girl's
I can't
body.
see it.
They were eating that girl, Jen. They were getting all up inside that decomposition.
They're greenheads.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine that thing crawling on you when you're decomposing?
Yeah, they hurt when they bite you.
I'd be like, dude, just let me decompose in peace. Fuck. All right.
I would say that about all bugs. Like, please just leave me be. I don't like bugs.
Yeah.
I'm taking this bug off the screen.
I hate all bugs. All of them.
All right, so
Like, especially palmetto bugs. Those are creepy.
Yeah.
Remember when I first moved in, there was like a palmetto bug in the studio, which is where I was staying when I first moved in.
So
I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
You're like, oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, it's like a cockroach, but it flies. I'm like, great. Welcome to South Carolina.
So the girl's freaking out. Now, she couldn't go to the police because she's like in shock. And I've got a video of the actual, I mean, she's a woman now, but she's like reminiscing on it. So we'll hear that in a little bit. But she runs and gets someone, and then that other bystander goes and gets the police. So the police come, and they're like, all right, who is this? She's obviously been here for
a while.
I mean, she's decomposing. She's got dune flies going in and out of her mouth. I mean, she's like freaking rank. To identify her, what do? They look at the fingerprints, but she doesn't even have hands. Her hands are completely severed off. Okay.
That was smart on the killer's part.
I was going to get to that. It's very,
Well, it's like, what's the big deal with if the female is identified? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, you don't want the killer to be identified.
Yeah, but if they can identify the female, they can probably identify the killer.
If she knew him. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it seems like she did know him.
Like if you can't identify the victim, then you have a harder way of identifying the criminal, which is literally what John just said. I just rephrased it, but yeah. Because they can take different avenues to see, like,
did they know her?
Talk to people that she knew. Where was she that night? Like, you know, what was she interested in? What kind of scene did she like? You know, what did she do for a job? Talk to her coworkers, like all kinds of things. So if they don't even know her, they can't do all that.
Good point.
Well, the police suspected. I mean, there's pretty much two reasons you would sever someone's hands off after you murder them. Number one, for identification, you don't want the police to find out. Number two, it could have been like a Richard Cottingham thing, you know, where he just likes to have hands in his garage.
Ants.
Police rolled out that because the lady, which she's known now as the Lady of the Dunes, which is a very proper name. Pretty cool.
She's
name.
a lady.
She needs like a crown and a sash.
Lady of the Dunes. Now, her head...
Let me get my scepter.
They tried to look at her teeth.
Yeah.
And they noticed that her head was literally hanging on by like a few tendons. So whoever tried to take her whole head off. Okay? Now, why would they do that? Well, they looked in her mouth because they were going to get the dental. Okay, we can't tell what fingerprints she got, but maybe we can see her dental records. Well, whoever did this tried to pull all her teeth out.
Whoa.
So she's missing all her teeth.
Yeah, they really don't want to have her identified.
They didn't want to have her identity. Most of the teeth are missing. Now, I do want to point out she had some very expensive dental work done, some gold crowns. And I was looking into this. It's a very specific style of dental work back then. I'm not like a dental expert, but it's called the New York style dentistry. So whatever they did with the crowns is however they did it. They always do that in New York. Like, so
interesting.
But that's interesting to know. But all the other teeth were pulled out. So in my mind, the killer was trying to pull out the crowns too, you know, for identification purposes, and couldn't. So he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to cut the head off. And then most likely he got startled by something, because I also want to point out the footprints leading away from the body were sunken down, which means someone was running. They put a lot of force, boom, 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 in the sand because they were running. Nah, 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 nah. So as the footprints has like a deeper indentation into sand. So
could he have also been carrying something to make him heavier?
Yeah.
Like her hands?
Yeah, he was carrying her hands. I mean, he had to be.
Yeah, but hands aren't very heavy, though.
Yeah, Jen. Hands are not heavy.
But would his footprints still show up after 12 days or whatever
she had ogre hands or something. Yeah, the footprints were still there. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
That seems unusual.
Okay, so now the estimated dental work from her teeth is estimated from $5,000 to $10,000.
Whoa!
Now that was in 1974.
Wow!
Oh, that's like 20 grand now.
Yeah, that's 20 G's. I mean, she had some like gold, teeth. You know,
she had some grills,
like Jeezy. You know,
rob a jewelry store, tell them make me a grill.
There's
Smile for me, babe. Let me see your grill. Let me see your what?
Huh?
Your grills.
Your grill.
All right, so
it's Nelly's song. You don't know that song, John? You'd love Nelly.
I don't. So, all right.
What?
The two potential causes of death. They thought strangulation was first, which could have been.
No.
But then
her head was pretty much cut off, so that's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
well,
you can't.
She might have been dead before that.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you cut the head off, then you can't really, like, say he took the head with him, you wouldn't be able to see, like, the ligature marks or the hand marks.
Yeah, but the head wasn't with him.
Yeah, but he chopped it off almost entirely.
Yeah. Maybe she was just into some freaky shit. And things got a little too far, and he started cutting her head off, and she's like trying to give her safety word. I'm cutting that. It was fucking ridiculous.
I thought it was kind of funny, but you still might want to cut it.
Okay.
What's your safety word? Saw.
So faster.
My safe word. Wait, I'm thinking of the movie Sisters, when John Cena plays that drug dealer, and he's like, my safe word is. He says something like stupid, like ridiculous. He's like, I don't have a safe word or something like that.
The skull was crushed. In fact, here's a picture of the skull that was crushed. You see the skull? Go to talkmurder.com. This episode is going to be The Lady of the Dunes. And to see all the pictures of this woman's crushed skull. Oh my God, it looks bad.
Wow. That guy's creepy looking.
That's the Chief Meads. He was on this case.
I don't care who he is. He's still
life.
Creepy looking.
Yeah, he's creepy. Yeah. So that's her. Or that's her skull anyway.
And that's what they think she looks like?
Yeah, I'm going to show you some artist renditions or whatever you call them. All right,
rendition?
Rendition. They believe she was most likely killed with an army entrenching tool. Does anyone know what that is? I certainly do, because I use a lot of them. We call them E-tools. This is an E-tool. So it's a fold-up shovel, and we used them all the time in the military when we were camping and doing shit. And there's always stories of like guys killing bad guys with E-tools, but no one believes it.
What do you use it for?
Just like camping and shit. Yourself. Yeah, like when we're embedded into the woods or a forest or something.
Or if you need to make a trench.
Yeah, or a trench.
That's why you call it entrenching tool.
Just
Nicole, are you using your heat wrap?
Yes.
Your neck hurts?
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's not as bad as that one time. But thank you.
Oh.
Now, so a lot of people would be like, all right, well, there's an army-issued tool there. Of course, he's in the military, whoever killed him, right?
No.
But
could have bought it from a pawn shop.
But, in fact, in that area, Race Point Beach, and maybe you guys can tell me this is correct. I saw someone commenting on this that's from the area and says, no, everyone uses those because on the beach, when it gets cold and you have a fire, by law, you have to put the fire out before you leave. That's why everyone carries these little shovels around. So it could have been her shovel, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
Or he could have found it.
Yeah.
On the beach.
Yeah, so it's like...
I mean, there's also the Air Force base on the Cape, so maybe someone like left it behind or something, or maybe he found, I don't know.
Maybe
he found it from anywhere.
The killer was into camping and bought it at would they say?
Yeah, there's a lot of campsites on the Cape, too. There's state forests and everything,
maybe. So she was found nude. Now, her head was like literally... almost off. If he would have spent her 5 minutes with it, he probably could have got it.
Was there proof of sexual assault?
She was sexually assaulted with a large tool, most likely a piece of driftwood. That would hurt. Or like that army tool, like the end of that thing.
Like the pointy end part?
No, like the
handle?
Yeah, the handle.
Oh, right. Sorry, you said...
Or it could have been a piece of driftwood, like a piece of wood.
Oof.
Now, she was nude. She had on... Previously, she was wearing Wrangler jeans. This is important. Keep this in mind. And a blue bandana. That's going to be important. So, Wrangler jeans and a blue bandana were both folded up, which is crazy. Like Richard Cottingham, the Heads Will Roll episode, he did that too. He would fold up the victim's clothes too. It's kind of weird that a serial killer did that. Anyway, they were folded up and placed under the Lady of the Dunes' head, and she was laid on top of a light green heavy cotton beach blanket. So let's look at the composite sketches. Now, guys, go to talkmurder.com because you got to see what she looks like. And I'm putting all the links there in this very interesting case anyway. This is what she most likely looks like. Now, they couldn't really identify her at all.
These are all possibly her?
She was really bad decomposed at the time. So they basically tried as many variations as possible, trying to get a match of something. Like in one, she has auburn hair and the other hair is like brownish. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. Like many of these photos are way off from the other ones. You see that, Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them do look very different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what they were planning.
Some of them look like she's like a historical heroine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like from the 17 and 1800s.
Yeah. And one of them, she's fucking bald. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe they just said that so that you could imagine different hairstyles.
Now this is what another one looks like. It's completely different. She's got literally red hair, and the picture on the right, she has freckles. I guess they're like, well, gingers have freckles, so put some freckles on her. So I don't know.
A lot of gingers do have freckles.
Yeah, I mean, the freaking, the renditions or whatever are just so different from each other. The Doe Network, which is the International Center for Unidentified and Missing Persons, estimated she was a white female, 20 to 49 years old, 5'6" to 5'8", auburn hair, athletic build, and when she was found, she had pink toenails. Provincetown, let's talk a little bit about Provincetown. Well, you guys tell me what you want to say about your hometown there.
Well, P-Town's not my hometown. I've never been there. I don't really have much to say about it, except there's a large gay community there.
Mm-hmm.
That's real, and it's supposed to be like really nice beaches, and it's like really far up the Cape. It's like one of the last towns on the Cape.
It's like the right where that little hook is on the Massachusetts arm. It's that little
tip. Hey,
little Captain Hook.
The gay community is going to play a role, so keep that in mind. Okay. Now, Provincetown, according to Wikipedia, is a New England town located at the extreme tip of the Cape, like Jen said. Or who said just tip?
Jen.
In Barnstable County, Massachusetts. I never can say that right. Massachusetts.
There you go.
Repeat after me.
Massachusetts.
There you go.
You did it. Yay. 5 points for John.
Okay.
10 points for Gryffindor.
A small coastal resort town with a year-round population of just under 3,000. That's a small-ass town. But during the summer, it gets as high as 60,000, which means the killer...
May have been a tourist.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's known for its beaches, its harbor, its artists, its tourist industry. Oh. It's the town, P-Town... is known for its beaches, harbor, artists, tourist industry, and its status as a vacation destination for the LGBTQ community. I swear they add a letter every time I read that.
Mm-hmm. There's more letters now, but I don't know them all.
Isn't it like a plus sign or something?
Yeah. But also T, LGBT, TQA plus.
So could the killer have been a tourist? Jen, could the killer have been a tourist?
Yes.
And then I wrote on my notes, pilgrims and shit. Why did I write that? Oh, okay.
It was Mayflower.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us.
I know why I wrote that. There's a paragraph under it. It's like pilgrims and shit. Why would I put that?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. On November 9th, 1620, the pilgrims aboard the Mayflower, which was their hint, sighted Cape Cod while en route to the colony of Virginia. After 2 days of failed attempts to sail south against the strong winter seas, they returned to the safety of the harbor known today as Provincetown Harbor and set anchor. It was here that the Mayflower Compact was drawn up and signed. They agreed...
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa, I thought they landed in Plymouth.
Jen, this is straight from Wikipedia, man.
Me too.
You can change it.
Plymouth Rock.
No, that's
The Rock is in Plymouth. No, you're thinking of Schoolhouse Rock. The Pilgrims landed in Plymouth. There's a rock. There's a monument. Granted, the rock is literally just a rock. It's nothing special.
Wait, is it in Provincetown?
No.
I mean, it's still on the coast, but
Yeah, it's. I trust Wikipedia, Jen. I don't know what to tell you.
well, keep going. Maybe
right.
we have our. I don't know.
It was here.
I mean, what do I know? I've only lived in Massachusetts for 27 years. 26 plus years. 25 plus years.
I remember when I thought the Earth was round.
I've lived in Charleston for a year and a half.
I just found out the Earth is flat, so.
Yeah, says Kyrie.
Who?
Kyrie Irving, who plays for the Boston Celtics.
Thinks the world is flat?
I don't know if he actually thinks that, but there was this whole thing where he said the Earth is flat. I don't know. All I know is the Pilgrims landed in Plymouth, and that's why we have Plymouth Rock and Plymouth Plantation.
All right, we'll let John continue on with his story.
Yeah. All right. It was here that the Mayflower Compact was drawn up and signed. They agreed to settle and build a self-governing community and came ashore in the West End before slaughtering all the Native Americans. I just added that last one in there.
I figured as much, but you made it sound educational, so good for you.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. Now, I want to point out.
What about the turkey?
I want to point out that this girl, the Lady of the Dunes, she has been
Do we have
exhumed.
stuffing?
Yes.
What, gravy?
Yes.
Cranberry sauce?
Of course.
How about green beans?
Jen, please continue, because...
Pie? What kind of pie?
Chocolate pecan.
Okay, so her body was exhumed 3 times already. 1980, the first one. And it's all to check DNA. Still nothing could be found. 1980, 2000, and the most recent, 2013. Now, there is a campaign because her casket and her remains are getting more decomposed, and there's a campaign to donate to a new casket if you want to spend your money on that after you join our Patreon page.
What money?
Okay,
I don't have any money. Donate.
Now, let me tell you about this. All right, let's get on with the theories. I'm sick of talking about this girl. The first initial theories were there was a Canadian woman in her early 20s that told one of her best friends that in 1974, she witnessed her father strangle a young woman to death in the exact same area. Now, police tried to track the woman down that made this statement, but they never found her. They probably didn't even look too hard.
Weird, though. That sounds a little far-fetched.
Yeah. But they were grasping at straws. Okay, the next theory, a Maryland woman calls Chief Meads, which was the detective on the case, and says, I have not heard from my sister since 1974 when she traveled to Boston. Now, that's in a 1987 article from the Boston Globe that had that interview in it. Now, her sister had auburn hair, so
yeah,
that matched. Now, Meads told her to get the dental records of her sister, and I guess she didn't do it.
Well, I feel like if you're serious about that sort of thing, you'll follow through with that sort of thing.
Well, yeah. One of the theories was that this lady was an immigrant.
Like an Irish immigrant?
Yeah, or something like that. Maybe that she came from money. Someone just doesn't go missing anymore, at least. But it's like no one even noticed she was gone, really.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know what I'm saying?
No one in America noticed that she was gone.
Exactly. Potential victims. Now, here's some of the victims that could have been. One of them was a girl named Roy Kessinger. And now these theories get really crazy, guys. So, some of them are really interesting.
So, are they getting the fact that she had auburn hair because or was her hair still intact on the head?
Yeah, it was still intact, but she was, really decomposed.
Okay, but they're, getting the sense that she was...
Yeah.
Had reddish hair, and she was in her, 20s?
Yeah. So here's Rory Kessinger. Now Rory, damn, why can't I see that? Rory.
There you Rory.
Go. Rory.
Say roar. Roar. Roar.
Okay, so Rory
Roar.
Kessinger. This could be Rory Kessinger. She is a convicted felon, and she escaped after getting past a hacksaw, and she tied some bed sheets together, much like Lavinia Fisher. But she was ruled out because eventually the detectives contacted her mother and got DNA samples, and they compared them and stuff like that. So she's ruled out.
Okay.
So that was like the only one that was really ruled out. The next theory is kind of a crazy one. It's James Whitey Bulger.
Oh my God, Whitey!
No way.
Yeah,
He
the
just
freaking
died.
mob guy. Yeah, exactly. He just died in prison.
And he was like on the run for like what, 20 years?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, I
caught
think they
randomly
found him
in California.
He was like in his 80s. I think they
Yeah.
said that someone killed him.
Yeah, he got stabbed. There's an article with like the 4 guys that stabbed him in prison.
In prison.
Yeah.
What was that movie that was?
good for
Oh,
them.
The Departed. Oh my God, such a good movie.
Hey, you know what else is? You know what else is awesome? Black Mass. Have you guys seen Black Mass?
I have not
With Johnny
seen
Depp?
Black Mass.
I haven't seen that.
It's very good. Very good. It's about Whitey Bulger.
I'd like to see that.
I might have to watch that because I want to like do a story eventually. All right, James Whitey Bulger was notorious for cutting off hands and pulling teeth for identification purposes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because if you can't tell who the victim is, then how the hell are you going to tell who the killer is?
Yeah, but doesn't that at some point just become like a calling card? So if that's like Whitey Bulger's thing.
Yeah, but you can't prove it. How are you going to prove it? Yeah, I guess a lot of mobsters do that. Sorry,
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, okay, I don't know. How many mobsters are there in Massachusetts?
Whitey Bulger's
More than
staring
you
at me.
know.
It's kind of freaking me out.
Huh?
What?
I said Bulger's staring at me. It's kind of freaking me out.
Close out.
Yeah, he's creepy looking.
Yeah, no shit.
And you know what?
that
The
guy's
Whitey
creepy,
Bulger case could take us across the country, so we could tour while we're doing it because he ran.
Yeah, he was a fugitive.
Oh, we could go to all his
Man
stuff.
on the run.
All right, let's get it going.
Man
on the run. There we go.
James Whitey Bulger and his Winter Hill Gang was notorious for cutting off hands and pulling teeth of his victims to avoid identification. Now, remember that towel that the Lady of the Dunes was on? It was a green kind of heavy beach towel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a theory, and I couldn't find any definite sources, but James Whitey Bulger was in the area at that time.
Oh.
And he always visited, one of his favorite spots was a local gay bar
Really?
called the Crone and Anchor. That towel, I've seen sources, was a towel from the Crone and Anchor, which he would always go to that gay bar. Like always.
Really?
Yeah. So, and the body was really close. It was right there in P-Town. So I don't
didn't
know.
that Whitey Bulger would frequent a gay bar, but that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's not like a definite, but I don't know. All right.
I wouldn't rule it out.
So that's a much better
Yeah.
answer than the other one.
Yeah. I forgot one victim, maybe. This girl her name is Amy Billig. She was abducted in 1974 from Florida by a biker gang. Ever since she was abducted, they think it could have been her. And actually the photo of her looks awfully a lot like the girl. And ever since she was abducted, even 20 years later, she was getting phone calls from this random guy who was like, you know what your daughter likes? All this crazy shit, right? And anyway, some people have speculated that it could be her. I don't know. I didn't really dive too much into that, but that's what she looks like. Now, I want to point out that a lot of people think that the Lady of the Dunes knew her attacker, and if you look at where she was sitting, there was indentations on the sand for two bodies, almost like someone was laying next to her. She was kind of on her side.
Or like a couple.
Yeah, like cuddling up. So maybe it was just a random guy, and then things got out of the control, and then he just like, I don't know. But I don't think
Cut
a
her
random
hands
guy
off
would
and-
cut off someone's hands and head, you know.
You never know.
Maybe.
Stranger things have happened.
All right, the next one, a guy we're going to eventually cover. He was in a Forensic Files episode, which I can link to Talk Murder if I remember. His name is Hayden Clark. He's a paranoid schizophrenic, and he is a serial killer. And he told one of the inmates that he was in prison with. Now, I haven't dived into what.
I feel like I make that face all the time.
He's got the Bieber haircut. I wonder if Bieber
I can't figure out who he looks like.
I don't know.
I usually have a good analogy, but I can't with
His
this one.
eyes are just
It's
like-
because I'm not looking at it firsthand.
Well, we'll definitely do his story eventually, because he told one of his cellmates that he didn't kill him. A woman named Kristen killed the Lady of the Dunes. But Kristen, and we'll dive into this in another episode, was actually an alternate personality
For this guy.
for Hayden Clark. So he was like, yeah, Kristen was up there during that time, you know, like his alternate personality.
I feel like, I mean, I know that a bunch of people have paranoid schizophrenia, but
Yeah.
it sounds like a Criminal Minds episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He
The
was.
one where
Yeah.
there was like, who was it? Who was it that played? One of the guys from Twilight was a guest star, and he played this schizophrenic who had like the different personalities, and one of the girls.
I think the guy looks like the guy from Twilight, kind of.
No.
I never seen that. All right, so he was known for drawing pictures, and in one picture he drew was a lady laying face down with her hands removed, and another picture he drew was they thought it was a map. Detectives thought it was a map, and when they kind of traced around the map, it was actually pointing towards the location of where the Lady of the Dunes was found. But he's a paranoid schizophrenic, and they kind of ruled him out. But they didn't fully rule him out.
It sounds pretty possible.
They didn't fully rule him out
Did
yet.
he know anything about the murder that like wasn't released or no?
No. But, I mean, these guys get all this information from the news and shit, you know. Most of these serial killers, like Todd Colehep, they're listening to Talk Murder to me, you know.
You think so?
Todd Colehep, definitely.
Yeah.
Self-absorbed bastard.
All right, now, you guys, all right, let's get into the very most interesting theory of the night. So, Jaws was filmed around that same time. You guys seen Jaws?
I have not
Yeah,
seen
it was
Jaws.
filmed on Martha's Vineyard.
You haven't seen Jaws?
No.
No, I haven't seen Jaws.
You haven't seen Jaws either?
No.
I thought that was a prerequisite for being a human being.
No.
But it's.
That
Do
is
you
like-
want me to go swim in the ocean again? I don't...
It was filmed on Martha's Vineyard,
a
and there's a
great
bridge. There's a bridge on Martha's Vineyard in Edgartown that they call the Jaws Bridge because the scene was there, and people jump off it, and I jumped off it 3 times.
Did you get eaten by a shark?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't see how this could be a shark attack if her...
It's not. All right. Jaws was filmed in that location. Now,
Yeah.
there's a writer. His name is Joe Hill. He's a fiction writer. You guys probably don't know him, but you probably know his dad. His dad's a little more famous. His name is Stephen King. So it's Stephen King's son. Okay. Joe Hill. That Jaws is his favorite movie. He's seen it every year since it's been released, because they always do like the
Like a showing?
showing or whatever in the theaters every year. And he was reading this true crime book. I can't remember what the book was called. And the Lady of the Dunes, he read that, and then I guess in his subconscious mind picked up the blue bandana. And then when he was in the theater with all those people watching the Jaws, the original Jaws, on the big screen, he saw this picture. Go to talkmurder.com. This lady was an extra. She's wearing a blue bandana. She is wearing Wrangler jeans, and she was in the same area the same year that this lady was found. And it's a pretty strikingly it's pretty good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could. So he saw this, and it just immediately struck him, and he was like, "Holy shit!" So he went home, and this theory has been. He put this theory out on his blog, like in 2015, but it just got picked up. Like it just got known, I guess. But anyway, here's a little video of him talking about it.
Has the extra who is that like come forward or
no?
Like,
he said he tried to get. He tried to contact the hiring director, but he had died like in 2013 or something.
Yeah, but like, couldn't people who like calling all extras like, if this was you, you know,
then maybe she. Maybe she hasn't got the word, or I don't know. Or maybe it was her. Maybe that's the Ladies of the Dune.
It could be.
Anyway, here's Stephen King. Here is Joe Hill talking about it. It does cut off, but I do want to show you the video just to see what Joe Hill looks like. He looks remarkably a lot like his dad.
3 or 4 months after I read the story of the Lady of the Dunes, I went to go see my favorite movie on the big screen. Now, my favorite movie in the whole world is Jaws, and I've seen it every single year for 30 years. I've seen this movie 30 plus times. But I've never seen it on the big screen until 2015. In 2015, it was re-released for the 40th anniversary. And I took my teenage boys and a bunch of friends, and we all went to go see it, you know, the summer film to end all summer films. And I was watching the movie, and about a third of the way in, my whole body covered with goosebumps, and I kind of jolted forward out of my seat. When I was researching The Lady of the Dunes, I had seen a facial reconstruction of what she would have looked like in life. And there, in the first third of Jaws, in a giant crowd scene, a woman looked over her shoulder and almost just loomed out of the crowd, and it was her. And I thought, I didn't say anything to anyone then. I just thought, you're crazy, you know? And I also thought, I mean, this is the way my imagination works. You know, it makes ghost stories. And wouldn't that be a great ghost story? What if the last person to see the Lady of the Dunes alive was whoever just watched Jaws?
You know, that's a new theory. Anyway, that theory's... Those are... I don't know. Like, what do you guys want from me? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, who do you think this is?
I don't know who it is, but I kind of like the Whitey Bulger theory.
I know.
I do too.
I kind of feel like that is probably the most likely.
And why didn't they... He just died. You think did they even ask him? I feel like no one even asked him.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of charges.
A plethora of victims
against him.
Yeah, but like...
There are probably hundreds of unnamed victims.
Yeah.
I know, but it'd have been nice if the detective was like, hey man, can you do us a favor?
Whitey Bulger is an asshole. He would not do any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's dead now.
So, I mean, it definitely, like, it could still be both of those things. It could be Whitey Bulger, and she is the girl that happens to be in Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lady of the Dunes is buried at St. Peter's Cemetery in P-Town. So if we're ever up there, we have to see the burial. And her gravestone, I'll put a picture of that. It just says... unidentified female body found Race Point Dunes, July 26, 1974.
I feel like using the term unidentified female body is a little cold. Like, they could have just put, like, Jane Doe or...
Well, no, there's other Jane Does that are buried. Like, their names are Jane Doe. There's a person named Jane Doe, I'm sure.
But it's that is used to talk... Or they could have said, like, Lady of the Dunes. They could have put that on there, been nicer than unidentified female body.
Yeah. One more thing. For years, for like 20 years after they buried her and made this gravestone what it is now, every July 26th, there has been someone unknown has been coming to the grave and putting a vase full of flowers.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that stopped about 20 years ago, but yeah, for like literally ever.
Interesting.
So that's the Lady of the Dunes story. So what did you guys think?
I liked it.
We're
interesting.
all
Close to
voting
home
for Whitey Bulger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what are you guys thankful for? Thanksgiving's coming.
I am thankful for a kick-ass podcast.
I am thankful for our Talkos, our Patreon subscribers.
Same. And I'm also thankful for you guys.
We're thankful for you too, Jen.
I'm thankful for you too, Nicole. And Jen.
There we go.
Jen's flipping me off. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for listening to our Thanksgiving episode. We are all thankful for you. I'm thankful for these guys. I'm thankful for being in the great state of Massachusetts. I'm thankful for this wine. Did I already say I'm thankful for you, tacos?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm thankful for you, tacos, and also tacos. Thank you to all of our friends and our supporters. And I hope that your dysfunctional family Thanksgiving is not as dysfunctional as some others are.
And Jen is pointing to herself. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Well, good.
Jen,
What?
we also wanted to get together with you tonight for like an intervention.
Oh, God.
We're really worried about your word playing skills and words with friends. I feel like Jen takes her headphones off. I feel like you don't really get the point of the game.
I do get the point of the game. It's just like I don't have letters that can work with the triple and double word letter spaces. I appreciate you trying to start a new game to make me feel better about myself. I know that's exactly what it was.
How about I'll resign on the
other.
other game since I'm already up like 300 points. I'll resign on that game. And then if I get too far ahead of you, we'll resign on that game too. All right, Jen, I'm not making fun of you, but there's certain strategies that I feel like if you knew, you would be a champion.
Listen, I don't know. I'm only playing to like appease you guys, and I'm like half the time I'm like, oh, these guys are so much better at Words with Friends than I am, so I'm just gonna put these letters here.
Well, all right. Making the longest letters, I'm just gonna say is one thing. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I've said it.
Go ahead, say it. No. Say it. I'm not even
You've
mad.
already started down the path.
Like,
Go for it.
I'm
I was
not
just
even
trying
mad.
to give you some suggestions, you know?
Okay.
Like, all
No,
right.
I'm serious. I'm like literally not even mad. Like, like Words with Friends is so like, there will be times where I literally go days without playing, and it's like old Hubs nudged you, like, and I'll Laporte, if you do not make a move, like, you will resign this game. Like, I literally am like, oh, okay, whatever. Well, I'm glad it was an intervention about Words with Friends and not my drinking habits, so that's good.
Oh, no, you don't drink enough.
Or,
Keep it coming.